Welcome back to Buenavidaroute. After you saw me conquering my fear of heights and getting into a hot air balloon, we proceeded to head over to the archaeological site known as Teotihuacan, where we met up with our lovely guide for the day.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
La única. Ay, ay, ay. Está horrible ahorita el sol.
Planten más arbolitos.
Sí, hacen falta, pero se nos están enfermando los arbolitos.
She started telling us the importance of heading in with good sun protection, sunblock, and a hat, as there is no shaded areas. I proposed for them to plant more trees, but she explained that sadly there's actually a plague eating them up. Then we got a lecture on how the rocks were placed and the materials that were used. Like for instance, we learned that they would bring limestone from Hidalgo, which even nowadays is a 2-hour drive in a car. Obviously, they would have to walk there and back. This is in order to pulverize it and create a stucco coating that they would cover the rocks with and have it all look a uniform color. They would also pulverize hematite, another type of rock, to give it a red dye color. This is why Teotihuacan has been considered the Red City. This was a big trade and commercial city. They had schools where they taught the kids different languages, where they made their own toys. They have found little dolls that quite creatively, their extremities were joined to the torso by way of ixtle, a fiber made out of maguey plant or agave plant, which you can see in one of our videos that I'll leave in the description below, as it is the same plant used to make tequila. Our guide also explained how they would share the gods they believed in, meaning some would be adored here at Teotihuacan, but others had their home at other sites. For instance, she explained how between La Isla de En Medio, the middle island, and the coast of Veracruz, there is a goddess, Ixchel, which is the goddess of the moon, the tides, love, and childbirth. She was the goddess of abundance most of all.
Today we're in Teotihuacan. There are these ruins over here, and then there's a total of 12 of these smaller ones. If you stand at this spot right here and you talk, the people over on the opposite side, on this side, can hear you as if you were talking right next to them. You can actually give them instructions in order for them to come over. And this one, the bigger one over here, is the one dedicated to the son of the god of the sun, the other way around. Be aware to come here with a lot of sunblock and a good hat because it is very, very sunny.
We then proceeded to take a walk down the Calzada de los Muertos, or Street of the Dead, named this way by the Mexicas, when they arrived and thought that the mounds, which at the time were all full of vegetation, were tombs. The main artery is about 50 meters wide and 4 kilometers long, and it connects all of the main Teotihuacan edifications. It starts in Tatzcuali de Metzlitli, sorry if I'm butchering those pronunciations, the Moon Pyramid, and ends at Teopancasco, a community of homes.
So other things that you might want to know is that when you come here, there's tons of people selling little things including the rock that is originally from here, that you can see the sun from the rock, and the fact that there's all these little animals that make noises as the animals, but ironically, none of the animals are actually endemic to the zone, so just be aware of what it is that you're buying.
Nowadays, there doesn't seem to be much in terms of flora and fauna, but once this was covered in plant material, giving way to wild animals having their habitat. In fact, 194 animal remains have been found as form of sacrifice, either at the Sun Pyramid or at the Temple of Teotihuacan. Animals such as jaguars, pumas, lynxes, foxes, eagles, and rattlesnakes. Plus, rabbits and hares could easily have become part of the meal. And of course, they had domesticated dogs. Most of the murals that were saved from the walls you can still see at the Museum of Archaeology in Mexico City. While here at the ruins, there's only one being preserved, the mural of the puma. In years past, in fact, my aunt and uncle who had come here before, people were still allowed to climb up the pyramids. Of course, a time came when they realized how much the erosion this was causing and stopped allowing tourists to climb up, as well as I can only imagine the liability this could cause. These pyramids are made of volcanic rock and the mortar out of mud made out of the local dirt, which means that when it rains, the water filters right through. In fact, it was explained how after the rain it would take about 6 months for the water to see all its way down to the bottom of the pyramid, and how they have to pump it out to preserve the pyramid. Once again, another reason why they stopped allowing people to go up, due to the weight of them pushing on the pieces out of configuration.
Mira, hay una persona.
Estos son los clavos que yo les comentaba. Clavos que se ponen para la alimentación al para ayudarla más que nada a darle. La parte de arriba tarda 6 meses el agua en filtrarse, llegar al centro al túnel, y cada 6 meses sacamos con bombas hidráulicas el agua que se acumula. Pero sí se encharca un poco del agua, porque como toda la estructura está a base de piedra volcánica y de lodo, el agua se filtra. Entonces por eso mismo dentro está muy húmedo, ya es barro, es arcilla mojada, húmeda. Por eso se decidió que ya no estuvieran las personas por toda la humedad que yo porque las cosas no tenían tanto contacto. Sí, porque el día que estuvimos ahí estuvimos 25 minutos, media hora, y ya nos costaba muchísimo respirar en esta parte, porque precisamente como tenemos muchas personas en la parte interna, es muy cerrado y estamos a 100 metros hacia abajo. Bueno, hacia el centro, perdón, no, hacia el centro. 6 metros de bajada y 100 metros hacia adentro. Entonces, imagínense, las personas ahí, 18 personas, el lugar es muy pequeñito donde todos estábamos pegaditos unos a otros y el oxígeno se acaba muy rápido. Por eso mismo.
She explained how she's gone in once, along with 17 other people. It's 100-meter downhill and into the center of the pyramid, in a quite narrow hallway in which quickly you're run out of oxygen. So they were only given a few minutes and then they had to get out. Well, we hope you enjoyed this video, learned something about this amazing Mexican past culture, and that it motivates you to go out there and discover new things. We will see you in the next week, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Muchas gracias.